Well, gang, I got the stroker bolted in yesterday. I still need to get me some header gaskets, so I don't have those on there. Still need to deal with the thermostat housing. I noticed when I took these headers off the 308, the head bolts were pretty tight on the bottom flange of the header. And now having the stud on there, the stud's bigger, and the header doesn't sit down on there at all. So I think I need to go on the back side of here and grind away some of the bottom of the flange. Not the sealing portion, but the bottom of the flange, because I think it's just too big and won't sit in there. I need to get a gasket for my carburetor. Let's see here. I got gaskets for the valve covers. They're just sitting on there. Need to go over the valve lash again. Still need to cut out this portion for the radiator to get the radiator hooked up. I took the rack off yesterday and I put polyurethane bushings in here, and I put two new tie rod ends on it. But I noticed that higher speeds, I'd get a little bit of a shake in the steering wheel. And when I was taking this motor, taking the 308 out, I wanted to find out why I got that shake in there. So when the motor was out, I grabbed a hold of the steering shaft and I was yanking on it, pulling on it, and I noticed that the rubber bushings flexed a lot. And I'm just curious if that's the feedback that I'm getting in the steering wheel was from that. So I figured I'd get rid of the rubber and go to polyurethane. And it was easy to do. It just my shaft is all welded together because I was trying to fight that shimmy in it. So it's welded to the shaft coming. The first knuckle is welded to this shaft coming out of the rack, and then my steering shaft is welded all together. And then it only slides off of the splines off the steering column. So it's a little tricky getting it on and off of there. And right here on my rack, right on the rubber boot, there should be some kind of like a metal zip tie or some kind of strap to hold that boot on. Both of those are gone. I don't know what happened there or where they went, or maybe they weren't even on there. I don't know. So I need to get something for that. I still need to get the bottom bell housing bolts in, and my starter needs to get put on. I got these little grease fittings that go in the bottom, the bottom of the tie rods. Yep, right there. I need to tighten those up. I need to put my Allen head, the little lock nut that's in the top of the spline, I need to put that on. And then just finish plumbing this thing up. You know, this carburetor, actually found it from my dad a while ago, a year ago or so. And he put it on a 351 that he had in his 78 F250. And it was too much carburetor for it. And he tried jetting it and changing a bunch of stuff in it, but it just never really worked right. And my 308 is under there, and I'm like, that carburetor is tuned for that motor. I was like, well, just give me your double pumper. That it's the same exact carburetor. It's a 650 Proform. It's the same one. I said, just give me yours and I'll give you mine, and then since I got a new motor anyway, I need to tune the carburetor. So I'll just go ahead and start from the baseline and tune this one, and that one's already done. So anyhow, it's in there. I'm hoping to have it fired up in the next couple weeks. We shall see. I had plenty of clearance around the oil pan. The only problem with clearance is where the rack is. There's probably a little bit less than a ½ inch off of that rack. But the belly of the pan, where it dents in, there's 6 inches there. There's no issues with clearing. I could put a 7-quart oil pan on there easy, or just make one and have the indentation that's in the middle of the pan, have that indentation gone, and just have it all the way solid around down the bottom. It's one big piece. I don't know, or just leave it alone because it works. So that's where I'm at with that, and hopefully I get it started in the next couple weeks. So anyhow, I appreciate you guys watching. It's a good update here. So y'all have a good weekend, a good holiday, and I'll get back with you guys soon.